And this next word isn't negative. It's the worst Flat Earth studio. Someone who made it so wrong it became right again. Poncho Pete.
In my belly! Get it in my belly! Get in my belly, Anthony! Anthony! Get in my belly!
That's it. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my God! Einhorn is a man.
There we go. Right, so we'll start at the back. I don't usually start at the back, but he wants to show you the mountains. Right, so I started here. Your name is Beth, right? First thing they teach you at school is to spell your name. It's the first thing you learn, right, Luke? They taught you to spell your name. The reason for this is they want you to believe that Luke is your name and Beth is your name. It's not. It's a sound that gets your attention. Okay, it's not your name. There are loads of Lukes in the world. There are loads of Beths in the world. If I shout Luke at 1,000 Lukes, every Luke turns at me. Every Luke turns at me, not just you, right? Because it's a sound that gets Luke's attention. So at the bottom of your birth certificate, it says in big red letters, certificate is not proof or evidence of identification. What's the first thing you get asked for? ID. And you're not allowed to use this name because there's the copyright of it. It's copyrighted. Luke, whoever you are, and Beth, whoever you are, is copyrighted. But the minute you put, I'm Peter, son of Peter, my dad's name was Peter, right? My real name's, the legal name is Peter Hyam, but it's copyrighted Peter Hyam. So I call myself Peter from the family of Hyam. I've never paid council tax in my life, Beth. 30 years, right? Because I don't own a house, they can't do out to me. Right? But if you've got an house, if you've got a mortgage, they'll take your house off you because you registered it in a copyrighted name that shouldn't be used. Right? You got a car? You have, haven't you? What's the top line of your logbook say? This document is not. So you don't own it. In your head you do, but legally they can take your car off you. And that's what they've done just to your name, right? Taken you away from yourself. So if you used to look at that, Beth, what would that look like to you? Yeah. A mountain. A mountain. Would you say maybe a volcano at first as well? How about if you carry on building that upwards, you get a tree stump, look. And someone's chopped it off. That's a big tree, right? Because everything was bigger back then. There's another one, because it's perfectly flat on top, look, Beth. Get down, Marlo. There's another one, turned to stone. Right? When God flooded the world, everything that was living was calcified, petrified. It's called turning to stone. You can find stone trees in the strata of the earth. They dig them up, right? So when you start looking at all these flat, perfectly flat top mountains, it looks like they could have been trees, right? Cut off by big giants. We're not talking 15 footers. We're talking big enough to chop that down. That's big people, right? Real big people. The Bible says they got up to 3 cubits, which is 2.5 miles tall. So you're looking at this one, right? If I turn it that way, look, you can see there's the eye, there's the nose, and there's the 2 lips and the chin. If someone made that, they've let it erode quite badly. Again, with a flat top mountain compared to a tree stump, they look very similar. I can't prove that. It's still only a theory, right? But I've seen that one myself in Spain, out my bedroom window. They said, have you seen the elephant? I said, no. I said, yeah, Mungo. Or Mongo. And you can see the eye, the head of that's a big elephant, right? And there. But those ones could have been made. I'm not sure about that's big. Right? It'd take a lot of people to make that. But this one, you could make this one with a few thousand people, I think. So I'm wary of it. So this one, you see how they've drawn it, showing a real big person. And look. You see him laid in there, the shoulder and the leg. And then this one, what does that look like? Yeah, a girl's, yeah, right? But what you don't realise is they're all over the world. Now that one, I think everyone made that one. I think that's made. This one, most certainly not. That's a big face, right, Luke? That must be a couple of... That's at least 500 metres long, at least, minimum. It's a big face. Because God said, when the Nephilim started messing with everything, they didn't just mess with people, they messed with the animals. It says it in the Bible, that they were in everything, messing up DNA. That's why God said, I've had enough. You all die. And Noah said, hang on. He went, well, you're a good man, Noah. You're the only good man. And so are your children. I'll take you and your 4 children, 8 in total, and you'll repopulate the earth, build an ark. The ark took 120 years to build, because he built it on his own, right? He built an aircraft carrier of 120 years out of wood, basically. This one, I can't remember. Oh yeah, it is a face there, look. Again, a big face, loads of them here, 3 different ones. That's a woman, that one, look. Even got breasts. So, if they could make these things, I mean, the veil and everything, just to make that, they say we can't make that nowadays. You know, he's looking through. And whoever made those old buildings, they say we can't build them anymore. They made them with horses and carts, apparently. Horses and carts and the pyramids, pyramids are another. Well, pyramids are easy to explain. They had concrete, so they've cast blocks, Luke, filled it with concrete, polymer, waited 3 days.
How did they elevate it? The weight of some of them.
Right, yeah. So this is real easy. They've got big chambers running up the pyramids, haven't they? Or down the pyramids and up like that. So you fill that with water, Luke. A lock system. Put a lock at the bottom. Yeah, just like with a boat on land, but going vertical. You tie hay round the concrete or whatever, anything to make that float. Send the materials up the pyramid, and then they cast the next block in water. It's so simple, Luke, when you think about it. How did they build it? Simple. I mean, even that, like dimples on the muscles. It's almost like that was a real person that God turned to stone in the thing and they found what was left of them. You know, baby sucking on a mum. See it, Luke? The horse, the faces, Thailand. There's a woman laid on the side in Thailand. It's amazing, and it's a mountain, but you can see it's a woman as well. There, loads of them. Look, Beth, all over the place. Why? I've got no idea. Cat Mountain.
That's got to be edited.
That's what I thought, but there's a picture. I checked it. Like that one, I thought that one was an edited one, but it's not. It's in France. So the mountains could be people, right? Could be. I can't prove it, Luke. It's a good thing to look at. But just over in Yorkshire, you can look at it's called the Petrifying Well. It's got water running down a cliff face. And what they do is they tie on bits of string, a mobile phone or a bike or whatever, and then in a few weeks they come back and it's turned to stone like that ladder. And then they take away a stone cat or whatever it is you put up there, a teddy bear, but it's turned to stone. Yeah. Petrified, right? That one could just be pareidolia, right? It looks like it could be. Definitely fingers, but someone could have carved them. Right, I agree, Luke. This one, no chance. That is at least a mile, just ahead of a mile. There, and that's in America. This one was made up, that's not real. That's CGI. But that one's a real one. It's called the Badlands Giant. And the full picture of him there with a headdress, there's a woman behind him as well, holding on to him, his wife. And you can see his body comes down and his knee is here and his foot goes back. He's actually like laid with his knees up. That looks like a giant axe for chopping down trees, right, Luke? That's a weird stone formation, if it otherwise, right, isn't it? To end up looking like an axe, a hand, and then the ones that we kind of know of, 9-footers, right? But they were a lot bigger in the past. People were a lot bigger in the past. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Again, a tree stump, right, Beth? Chopped. I mean, why would you put the door handle that high up, Luke? Unless someone was big enough to open that. You know, put their hand up and pull it down. That's a dude. And that's right back when. That's a dude, Beth. Right? I don't know if that's real. That's a big skeleton if it is. Who used them, Luke? Now I know you could have a cutlery maker, just make a giant fork and knife just for posterity. But if that's real, who cut food with that? You know? The elephant. See his trunk. Who played that? Again, cello player could have made a big cello just for posterity. But did someone play it, Luke? Zeppelins, why they took them down? Because we could travel around the world. Not as quick as an aeroplane, but it'll take you 3 days to get to America. 1,000 mile a day it'll do. That's not bad, right, Luke? For free. Virtually run us on air. These are all the giants from past that they've hidden from you. Look at that's a beast, isn't it, Luke? Look at him lighting his cigar on the street light. There's a good picture of two of them. There was twins or brothers. Look, soldier from the World War II.
Hello.
Again and again, look. They show us, Luke. They have to show us the truth and rub it in our faces. Look at the size of that one. I don't know where that is. That's World War something. They were still here. The World Wars were to get rid of all this information and these big people. Move them on or whatever they did with them. Yeah, massive, right? And then there's a Chinese one, look. There was everywhere. Proper big giants, right? They are big giants. They're not titans, but the giants, right? The mountains are titans. You see the difference in the size of a musical instrument that this person has to play. So those knives and forks could be real, right, Luke? The books. Who read a book that big, Luke? You know, again, who shot a gun that long, Luke? It takes 3 blokes to hold it, look. Who played a banjo that big? Now, is that a man or a woman to you? That is a man, right? You can see that's a man. And all princesses and princes are drag queens. That's where the terminology.
One of the Henry VIII's wives.
Anne Boleyn, Catherine of Aragon.
Yeah, he said she looked like a man.
Yeah, well, they like to tell you. They found a king in a Nottingham car park or a Norwich car park, and they said he had a female spine. And they said, no, he was crippled. No, he had a female spine because a female spine gives birth. Who carried a sword that big, look? What is that, 15 foot? Same with the axes, look. They're all around the world. They show you it. What used to be, Luke. Who built those giant buildings? Had technologies we don't know about. And nothing new under the sun, says in the Bible, right? God says it. There is nothing new under the sun. So all the nonsense they made up about being cavemen doesn't exist, Luke. Right, the Neanderthal, smack a woman on the head, drag her back to the cave. People might live in caves, but it'd look like an house inside that cave. Right, use your head, Luke. They didn't just live in a cave with a fire. So, all the electric cars that we're seeing now, scooters, they had better ones. The mailman in 1800 had a better scooter than what we've got nowadays. Where did that technology go, Luke? Where did this technology, where it's sat inside a wheel, look? Right, that car on one charge, that little car, would take a family 1,400 miles, 1,300 miles. A Tesla, modern day, 400. How can that one go 3 times further than this one? Because what they're doing is they're giving you the bottom end, and then they'll build, it's like getting a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. They've already got the PlayStation 20, but we'll give them it in bits, increments over the years, sell it to them bit at a time, right? As they advance the technology. So, that's a pair of dudes back in the day, pretending. There's the pyramids, look, being built. Being built, Luke. Not restored, built. Like Stonehenge, you go find Stonehenge being built. Yeah. Problems, right, Luke? So, look at those two bad girls. Carry you over the threshold, Luke. So, this is what really gets me. Ever heard of the infant incubators? You've heard of Cabbage Patch Kids, right? These were the Cabbage Patch Kids. Nobody had seen babies before. How's that possible? Why would you have a place where you go and look at with living infants? No one had seen a living baby before. Right? There. Who built these? Look at that. They were made to dock these. And then you drop a ladder or you pull up alongside and you just walk straight out onto the tower and come down. That's what them big tall buildings are for. That is meant to be a female astronaut. Is that a woman's chin or a man's chin? It is a man's chin. That's a big blockhead of a man. Looks nothing like your face is rounded, Beth. That's a square block like me and Lou. So, to jump back to the start, You know who that is, right? Albert Einstein, right? Do you know who they are? That's a Victoria's Secret model called Giselle, and that's Giselle's sister. Okay? In the Bible, it tells you about the wheat and the tares. You and Luke are in this category. Growing alongside us, just like Jesus said, very poisonous people. God said, let them grow alongside each other until time of harvest, now, until the people are ready to accept that God's real. And I'll come along and I'll collect the wheat. And we'll bundle this together and put it in the fires of hell. That's what the Bible says. What I'm about to teach you, Beth, is forensic anthropology. It's not a theory. It's used in courtrooms. If you walked into a crime scene and committed a crime and left footprints, I could tell it was a girl by the footprints you leave. I couldn't tell it was you, but I could tell it was a female that committed the crime. The main difference in the human skeleton are the hips. The woman gives bare fear and a man doesn't. So the hole's much bigger, the hips are wider, and the man's wider at the top. If you look at our skull, it's bigger than a female. Everything's bigger on the man, like we was just discussing. The main difference is on your legs, like we said about your elbows, they angle inwards. So it's wider there and narrower here. So when you walk, your knee comes inwards. When looking at people, Beth, if you was to try and walk like me and Luke, knees together, that's what your legs would look like, because of the angle of your legs, right? That's a real woman walking. See how her leg crosses in? And that's called the mid-step, but her knees are apart, look. Mine and Luke's would be closer with just a little bit of light showing, if that.
Oh, come on.
No. He's going to need a bath, isn't he? Little div, Marley. No. Go away. Get lost. Get lost, not near the book. So, in silhouette, it looks like that, look, Beth. Open leg versus crossed legs. And in real life, like I told you about the footprints, in snow, mud or sand, Luke, you walk with Beth, you'll leave that, Luke, and she'll leave that. Forensics. I want you to know that there's no arguing this at all, Beth, when you see it, right? Luke could walk like a woman if he wanted to. We call it mincing when a bloke walks like that, right? Mincing. It's in the Bible, Isaiah 3:16. The daughters of Zion walk with outstretched necks because men have got longer necks. Mincing as they go, tinkling on their feet. So again, space versus no space, we call it, in footprints. No, she walks like a tightrope walker, imagine tightrope, and this one walks like 2 train tracks. Okay? Oh. Is that a man or a woman? A man? Woman, crossed over, yeah, it's crossed over, it's straight. Man or woman? Woman, straight, right? Straight line. When you run, it becomes even more prolific compared to that. She's just walking. When you run, it comes right in. There's your last chance to see it, Bev. Okay? Cross legs versus open legs. So when looking at a face, it's the same. Like we know, he's just talked about the dogs being bigger and smaller. Lion versus lioness. If I draw a triangle through his eyes to his nose, the triangle's bigger on a lion. Same with a man versus a woman. You've got smaller teeth than Luke. You've got closer together eyes than Luke. So when looking at a woman's face, the triangle's smaller. Look. If I was to look at it as a general shape, that's an upside down egg. With I call this the 5 head. Okay, your head is really flat. Mine and Luke's slopes. But yours is really flat. We call it the 5 head. So when looking at me, you'll see that the skull fits perfectly right, Beth. And the main difference in the jawline is you have a pointed chin, me and Luke have a square chin. Okay? When checking for babies in the womb, they look at the forehead. Because mine slopes and yours would have been vertical. And they can tell a boy from a girl just by looking at the forehead. Sherlock Holmes said, when you've eliminated the impossible, Beth, whatever you're left with, no matter how improbable, that you can't believe it, it's still the truth. Even if you can't believe it, it's still the truth, right? So, there's a film out there, you haven't watched it, have you, Luke? They Live. You need to watch this movie. He puts these glasses on and you can see people's skeletons. But if you look at the women look versus the men, who's got the further apart eyes, the women or the men? The men? Yeah, there's the women look. Look at the 2 women. Look how far apart their eyes are, and look how close together is here. You see it? So what you're looking at is, that's a man look, because he's got far apart eyes, and that's a woman, because he's got close together eyes. That's just by the shape of their eyes, right? So when looking at this look, who's got the further apart eyes? That one. Who's got square shoulders? That one, right? Who's got close together eyes? That one. Even though it's got a beard and it calls itself Michael, it can still get pregnant, right, Beth? Okay, so that's what they've done. That's what Satan wants to do. That's the image of Satan, an invert, right? Looking at this now, look how quick this is, Beth. Is that a man or a woman? That's a man. What tells you that's a man? No, not, yeah, the eyes are good. And the Adam's apple. Yeah, you got to learn to pay attention, right? This one, are they big far apart eyes or are they rounded soft eyes?
They're not like really.
Right, so are they rounded? So the soft eyes, they're not like me and looking at me and Luke, right? Me and Luke look at you, you know a man's looking at you, right? The egg is there, look, see the egg shape? Small mouth, pink lip, small chin. It's an upside down egg, that's a woman. Billy Joel, 2 first names. Looking at this one, look, who's got the furthest apart eyes? You can do it just on their eyes. Yeah, you can see he's got furthest apart eyes. This one is actually smaller, look, in skeleton as well. It's like looking at Nala and Marley. Right? So you're looking at a male and a female in the wrong order. Right? No matter how improbable it is, whatever you're left with is the truth. Who's got the wider face? Whose face is bigger? This one. And that's your girl with the soft eyes, look. There's your hard-eyed man. It's just makeup, Beth. That's all it is. Is that one a boy or a girl? What energy do you feel? Is it hard? Is it hard like me and Luke? Or is it soft? So it's a girl. It's a girl trying to be a boy. Okay, Beth? See, it does work, Luke, once you teach someone this. So, cheerleaders, what do you see? Wide eyes, deep set eyes. They're set into the skull, Beth. And the lion smile. The lion's got the bigger teeth. See, and then you got this flat body look. There's no baby coming out of that, ever. How narrow those hips are compared to, well, you can't see it, but the shoulder's well over the hip. Man or woman, Beth? It is a man, yeah. Spot on, you see. That's a senator. Right? What tells you this is a man? The Adam's apple, the jaw, look how square the jaw is. Look at those eyes. They're not soft lady eyes. So you got these wide shoulders, the big strong neck, tree trunk neck. This one, is that a boy or girl? First of all, start with the eyes. Soft? Egg shaped? Pink lips? Narrow shoulder, you got it. Narrow hip look to there, and then wide. That's called the female hip indent, just below the elbow. He ain't got it, look. This one, okay, we're just looking at the hands. She had man hands. Lion smile, right? See the woman? Soft face. See the man? Hard face. This is what I want you to see. Remember what we said about man and woman walking? This is the main tell, Beth. Which one's a woman? Yeah. Look at the legs. Who's tightrope walking? That's the woman, yeah. Hair. Same here, look. Because me and Luke don't walk like this, you do. Till next time. I can't believe you're going to have to go in the bath, you scruff. That's all right, that's all right.
I've got to do some last minute packing, that's all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going now?
Going in the morning.
You're going in the morning.
Leaving at 3 in the morning.
Nice. Have a good holiday. And just remember, they'll show you when you get in there. They will teach you all the things I've just taught you. Well, like I said, because it's every celebrity. Beth, it's every single celebrity. All footballers are women. All boxers are women. As hard as it is for you to accept that, right? It's already been done. God said at the end time, where we are now, Revelations, he said, you're going to either hear the truth, my voice, whether it comes from me or someone else, you're going to hear the truth, God's voice, or God's going to delude you. That's what the Bible says, Luke. And it's up to both of you now, because you've got no excuses when you meet him. I'm telling you now, he's real. When you meet him, you've got no excuses.